Hi everyone, it's Killshot99 Dead, and this is The Walking Dead Season 9, Episode 9, confirmed spoilers. So I have to say that. I'm going to give warning signals all throughout this video. So warning, if you're tuning in, we are going to talk about confirmed spoilers. So just be ready, because some people kind of dip their toe in here, and you got to be able to read it, everybody. Hopefully you guys are having a great Sunday afternoon. We're going to go through relatively quickly with this. This is not going to be a super long stream. I'm guessing 15 to 20 minutes. We're going to get to the spoilers. I do have an announcement to make. So tonight, after we finish this, we have another stream set up on our 999 Army chat. It's going to be a little bit extended, so we're going to take some of the spoilers we talk about, and we're going to kind of dig a little bit deeper into them. So I do also want to say, any super chats, any Q&As, any major questions, I'm going to take those down, and they will be, I guess, discussed at length or a little bit more detail in the other videos. So super chat and leave Q&A comments at your interest, and then we'll kind of we'll have some extended topics. So here we go. Let's get into it. I see a lot of people tuning in. I didn't want to jump right into it because I know some people get the invitation an hour early. Some people get it right when it starts. So the big question is where does it start off? So we are going to start off back in that cemetery. So, you know, we saw a little bit of that scene, but the group is not out of, they're not out of the fire just yet. So it looks like they do kill several more walkers and whisperers, and they finally make their way back to the horses. Before we get into this, let me, sometimes I forget this because I'm just so excited to talk about spoilers. These spoilers are not my spoilers. They're not things that we made up. These are confirmed by Spoiling Dead's fan page, Shiny Firefly, Ninja Pancake over there. Thank you so much. I always want to give credit where credit is due. So if they're wrong, then you guys blame them. They're not. They're really good with these and some awesome details. And you know, appreciate them kind of doing the work and getting us the information that we can talk about it. So they do get back to the horses, and then one of the questions came up is, we know that Lydia is captured, right? So how does Lydia get captured? That's a very interesting scenario, because they're on their way back to Hilltop, and Lydia's not with this group that's in the cemetery. So on the way back to Hilltop, they run into another small group of walkers. So we had the first group that attacked them, then we had another group on the way back to their horses, and now we have a third group. So you know they're spread out there pretty good. Daryl was pretty smart here. So check this out. You know, we thought it was just going to be Dog that figures them out. Well, Daryl found a way to tell the whispers from the walkers. What he does is he shoots them. It says shoots them in the leg, but you guys know I'm gaming here. So I'm going to have to say that Daryl puts an arrow into the knee. If you guys are gaming fans, you'll know exactly what that means. So Daryl shoots them in the leg, and the real walkers keep walking toward them, but the whispers fall to the ground. They're like, ah, and then they get munched on. So the whispers actually get devoured. You can have all the mask in the world. You can have all the walker skin suits, but when you get shot in the leg and you fall down, that serves as a distraction and also gets you eaten. So Daryl takes a few out. If he got capped in the knee. Yeah, we'll go Beastie Boys as well. So you got a little bit of both. So when they get back to the Hilltop, you know, and this is kind of a common sense question, right? How's the reaction to Jesus' death? Well, it's not good. I mean, it's not like they're going to throw a party and say, hey, Jesus is gone, somebody else is taking over. So the answer was, it's pretty somber. Tara and Enid take it the hardest. This is very interesting. Where's Pete D? Anybody seen Pete D? Because I guess he would like this. While most assume Tara will become the new leader, Michonne convinces Daryl that he would be a better fit, at least for now. So it looks like Daryl is going to be the temporary czar of the Hilltop. So Tara is free to fight. Now, this is where it gets a little interesting, and we did touch on this a little bit earlier today in the 12 o'clock stream. I said we weren't going to do spoilers, but we gave some spoiler sprinkles that were out there. So who interacts with Lydia at the Hilltop, and how do the interactions go? I think this is a very important part of the story. So right in episode 9, we're going to know how the plot changes. And if you guys saw, give me a raise of hands. You guys pike the like button. Give me a 999 if you guys were a part of the live stream at noon or you watched the playback. If you didn't, it's okay. Just be honest with me. Let me know who was there or who watched the playback. because this is going to be a little bit of what we talked about. If not, go back, because I thought it was really good conversation. Daryl and Michonne try to interrogate Lydia, but they get nothing out of her. Lydia cries, she plays sympathy card, and she just starts lying. Like, she's telling so many lies. And we saw that, like, better watch out for my mama. Daryl finally figures out that Henry has an interest in Lydia. Short period of time, Henry's, he's looking for something. And Henry just happens to be in jail. Henry, a.k.a. Hennessy, is what we're calling it. He decides to leave them alone, hoping Lydia will open up to Henry. And she does, and he listens outside the jail cell window. So Daryl plays it off. He walks away, and Lydia obviously is not aware, and Daryl gets a little bit of info. Now, all the information we don't know yet, but we do feel like that's going to be a pretty solid storyline, because we think in the future that Henry's going to be the one to follow her, and then Daryl's going to get stuck with that. That's not going to happen in this episode, though. Next question is, what's going on with Negan, and where does he go now? So Negan goes straight back to the sanctuary, of course, and he finds out it's abandoned. All that's left are a few walkers in the courtyard, including one of his former lieutenants, Big Richie. So Big Richie is there, and they are going to develop the Negan story little by little. And then super, super big news. This was kind of talked about one of our streams the other night, so they did let the cat out of the bag a little bit. People want to know what's going on with Rosita, but don't think badly about Rosita. They made it look as if Rosita's just kind of been out there, but here's what happened. Rosita is pregnant. Not a shock to everybody. That is confirmed. Sadiq is the father, but she wasn't messing around with Father G. She does tell Sadiq about it. Like, hey, I'm pregnant, it's your baby. And apparently they had a short fling before Father G. So it wasn't like she was just out there with everybody. Rosita's with Sadiq, didn't work out. It was probably like a Spencer type of deal. And then she wanted a little bit more stability, so she went toward Father G. Here's the problem. Here's the big problem. Eugene overhears it. You got to be kidding me. So you've got Rosita's pregnant with Sadiq's baby. She's telling Sadiq, and then Rosita's now with Father G, and the one that's loved her all along, Eugene, is listening in. A lot of eavesdropping going on. Daryl's eavesdropping. Eugene's eavesdropping. Now, in the comic, very similar, right? So that's why a lot of people think that Rosita could be dying, because that's sort of the way it plays out as well. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say when they're too obvious like this, they're less obvious when they get to the death. Leave your thoughts and comments. Do you think that Rosita being pregnant with Sadiq's baby and Eugene still being interested in her, do you think that's going to lead to Rosita being taken out, becoming a Pike? Some people are saying, yeah, Rosita's safe. Sadiq instead. Rosita's done. Eventually, yes. All right, fair enough, fair enough. Let's move on to the next little tidbit of spoiler information. Those of you tuning in, once again, this is kind of a middle of the stream announcement. I do announcements. This is going to be a 15, 20-minute stream. We're going to get through the spoilers. Once again, I'm going to take some of your comments tonight. Any super chats that are there, write them down. And after this stream is over, at 9 o'clock tonight, we're going to do an extended version of Spoiler Chat, which is going to be on the 999 Army channel. So if you guys are subscribed there, you got a notification, you'll know where we're at. If you guys are watching, if you're a brand new subscriber, this is the first time, check out our main page, check out the links below, subscribe to 999 Gaming, 999 Dead, and 999 Army, because you'll find streams on each and every one of those channels. So here we go. Let's get back into a couple of the other spoilers. And what is going on with Judith in this episode? So a little bit of Judith information. Judith, this is great too. So those of you not convinced that Negan is turning the corner, or at least making the attempt to, Negan is climbing over the wall to leave Alexandria. This is obviously before he gets to Sanctuary. Judith encounters Negan, and you get the idea that Negan has been busted by Judith, but he tells her a story about how Judith's mom and dad said he would serve some bigger purpose in the future. So he's not lying to her. He's trying to figure it out, right? And he says, well, how can I do that if I'm stuck in prison? So he promises Judith to never hurt anyone again, and Judith decides to let him go. That's interesting and heartwarming at the same time. And then he gets to the sanctuary and realizes that there's nothing there for him. All right, so big question. Are you guys ready for it? Season 9, Episode 9, Deaths. Who's ready for some death news? Give me a quick 999 if you're ready for the top secret spoiler death news from this episode. And according to Spoiling Dead's fan page, there is no death. See, that's how many people are interested. If there's a hot topic, you can see the screen just went nuts. No deaths. Does anyone get hurt? Well, they said, does anyone get hurt? But I'm sure there's a lot of whispers that get hurt, so that's probably not entirely true. There is some hurt going on, but no major characters will get hurt or die. All right. Sorry, I had to hype it up. If there's no deaths, at least we got to make it seem somewhat dramatic. Danny's like giving that a thumbs down. Why, Danny? Do you want everybody to die? We cheer for people to live. We support them. And then when there's news that nobody dies, it's like, really? But there's a good story happening. All right. What's going on with the kingdom? Does Carol make it back? And apparently, Carol and the kingdom are not in this episode. So nothing to do with them. And as is up on the screen, this is probably the big event. Now, we won't see it. He's like, Kitten the Smitten is like, well, it's not clickbait if I do it verbally now, is it? So, Twin on Tour J with a super chat. Thank you so much. Ohio State Buckeyes A. Thank you so much for the super chats there. Hey guys, you can follow it up with a question. Then I'd like to take your question and then transition it over. Tommy, can you shoot me a message? I want to be less quick with the blocking. Chris is not only a subscriber that's been here for 2 years, but also a Patreon. So, Chris, I'll get to the bottom of it. But my apologies. I don't want to block Patreons and people that are part of the stream. Just, yeah, let's slow down on that if you guys could. There's going to be a whole lot of new people in our streams, and I don't want people feeling like they're going to come in. We need to be a little bit open. If it's not political, if it's not religious, I'm not going to make this spoiler stream about that, but I want you guys to definitely feel comfortable coming here. So, Chris, this video might be over before you get on time, but yeah. All right, and let me jump into this really quick. Pete D in the house with a brand new super chat as well. So we got 3 super chats and no comments. Guys, you got to give me some comments so I can definitely carry some of those comments over. I appreciate the support. I love the support when you guys actually type a little line there so I can read the comment. But thank you so much for being here. Let's the last little bit of spoiler news is, do we see Alpha or Beta in this episode? What are they doing? This I want to talk about. Pete, if you're just getting here and you didn't catch the Tara news, the spoiler is that Tara will not be the leader of Hilltop, and apparently it's going to be Daryl. Now, all right, before I give you the last little bit of spoiler news, how do you guys feel about Michonne asking Daryl to lead the Hilltop? I mean, Rick asked Daryl to lead the Sanctuary, and he didn't want to do it. So do you guys think that there's some permanence to that? Or do you think that Daryl is going to back out of the leadership role again? Right, Kel, exactly. Thank you for that as well. Orlando says, embrace it. Creepy says, Daryl isn't the leading type. Maybe that's why he takes his eye off of Henry in future episodes. There's a possibility. He's busy being a leader, and he doesn't have time to be a babysitter. Robert says Maggie needs to come back. So can Daryl kind of hold it till Maggie comes back? Those are all excellent questions. Crystal Singer Chick says he's going to hold it down till Maggie comes back. So this spoiler information, I think when you kind of read through it, and a lot of people had this information a couple days ago, when you actually drill down and transition it from what's going to happen this week and then how it's going to kind of be modular, we're going to add to it next week and the week after, there's a lot of good information. I mean, Negan and Judith dynamic, where Negan's basically giving her a promise, I'm not going to hurt anybody else. I mean, that's an important promise. So I think that's important. The Rosita, Eugene, Sadiq, Father Gabriel, I mean, that's a love square. That's very important. The Lydia situation with Henry happening to be in jail, it's probably going to lead to the exchange, Lydia being given back for one of the two that we see up on the screen. Now, this was a bold prediction the other night, so the last little bit of spoiler news that I have for everybody is this scene. So, Alpha not wielding the machete at this point, a sawed-off shotgun, and we know that Alden and Luke, you know, there's some arrows or a few things going on. They happen to be out looking around. They get captured. So we have heard that Alpha is going to trade one of them for Lydia. The question I have, what happens to the other one? There were two captured. One gets traded in, and we kind of threw this out there that maybe Alpha needs to go hardcore. So leave your thoughts and comments right now. 50-50 chance. If one of the two get taken down, who gets gunned down, who gets traded in for Lydia? Leave your thoughts and comments. We got Villar with a super chat. Villar saying, hello, 99 Army. Kills, Steph, Kels, Emmy, Sweet Tommy, sponsors, Patreons, and of course, all the super chatters. Thank you so much. Appreciate everything that you guys do. All the Patreons, all the sponsors. Julia Muse is saying, Luke is dead. Welcome back, Chris. Viola McGowan. Wilson says, Luke, I'd say, gets it. So Alden gets traded. Luke on a pike. Ooh, a lot of people are saying Luke is out. Well, Luke has a aspiring movie career. Maybe his spot on the show is going to be short-lived anyway. And one last question for the group, and then we'll wind this thing down, is, does Alpha kill one of them in front of the other one? Or if she doesn't, does she start to lose credibility before she even starts? I think she's got to do it. Now, the ending scene will be this with the sawed-off shotgun. So I don't think we're going to see, there's no spoiler confirmation that says she shoots him. But I think by seeing her and seeing her there with the gun, I think she's got to kill him in episode 10. Michael Curie said, repeat that again. So, does Alpha take the other hostage, or does she kill him? And I guess, a follow-up thought to that is do you think that if she doesn't kill one of them, that she's going to lose some credibility with us, the viewers? Because we want to see We want to see how vicious she can be. She's got to kill him, right? I mean, I don't think there's no other way around this. I don't think she needs any more leverage. June Smith with Super Chat, 999 Army. Good evening to you all. Kimberly M. supporting the channel. Thank you guys so much. You guys are absolutely phenomenal. Supporting the channel, being here, discussing The Walking Dead. I'm glad we're back talking spoilers. So once again, I'm going to leave it with that. Some people are saying she needs to go out with a bang. We're at 20 minutes, so once again, a thank you to Spoiling Dead's fan page for providing the spoilers. So you guys know, since I got everybody's attention, we won't do spoilers this early once the season starts. Typically, Monday, Tuesday, we're going to talk about a topic. Even if the spoilers are out by Wednesday, we like to wait till later on in the week so we can do our predictions, do our theories. And then this channel, one thing that's different about this channel, and I know there's a lot of new subscribers, a lot of people watching for the first time. It's a family type of environment. It's a great group of people. We try to check everything at the door, get in and show a lot of passion for the show. We do use spoilers, but we try to use spoilers at the end of the week just to validate, because what we really like doing is talking about the show and giving our predictions and some super, super bold predictions. So that's a little bit of who we are. We're also doing tonight at 9 o'clock. If you guys are not subscribed to our other two channels, 999 Gaming and 999 Army, subscribe over there, because we're going over to 999 Army at 9 o'clock. We're going to take this spoiler information. I'm going to get more of your reactions, more of your comments. And as I said, those Super Chatters, thank you so much. Super Chat is not active on the 999 Army channel yet, so we'll do some Q&As over there as well. But I got a couple of talking points from each of you from this video that we're going to take over and give our live reactions. Also, tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, we will be counting down Passage. So be there if you guys are watching The Passage. Great new show. And after The Passage at 10:10, we will do our Passage reactions. Tuesday night, we're going to be doing our random things, just a whole bunch of random topics that we kind of draw out of the air and have a good time with that. And then Wednesday, Thursday, we're going to be back here talking about The Walking Dead. So special shout out. Thank you to all the patrons up in the top left-hand corner. Thank you to all the sponsors, moderators, Emmy, Steph, Tommy, Kells, Super Chatters tonight. Let me give one more shout out to each and every one of them. We've got Twin on Tour Jay, we got Ohio State Buckeye Zay, we got Pete D, Kel Says Smile, Villar, June Smith, and Kimberly M. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. And everybody else, do me a real big favor. Give me a whole bunch of 999s and hit that like button, just so everybody that they can see your support for this. I'm going to do a few more shout-outs on the way. I want to say thank you to Colleen Hayes. Also, that's what I really like to see, the screens going nuts. So everybody watching the playback, this is the 999 Army. This is our core. Ohio State Buckeye, Diana Hammond, thank you, Tammy Hill, Dana Finkler, Woo Blood Ken, Deborah C., Fluff Salisbury, Darlene Reinig, Chris Reinig, Angie Homan, Timothy Lamora, Viola McGowan, Ramona Heath, I Like to Fish, BK Harp, Sensational, Samantha Coombs, Tim Stevens, Sheila Beasley, and a whole lot of other people. I'm not going to get to all the shout-outs because we're going to wind this thing down right now. I'll see all of you over on the 999 Army channel in about 37 minutes, and we're going to do an extended reaction to the confirmed spoilers. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night. Peace.